You remember getting your report card in school, right? That feeling of having all your hard work put under a microscope and graded for everyone to see? Well, what if I told you that the world's biggest companies get one too? It's called an audit, and it's basically their financial report card.
Okay, so let's just think about this for a second. When a massive corporation says it made billions of dollars in profit, how do we, as investors, customers, or even employees, how do we actually know they're telling the truth? It's a huge question, and it gets right to the heart of trust in our entire economy.
And yeah, the answer to that big question is auditing. You can think of it as the official process of just checking the work. It's an independent, totally unbiased look at a company's books to make sure the numbers add up, that they're playing by the rules, and that the whole operation is on the level.
So, who exactly are these financial detectives? Well, it turns out not all auditors wear the same hat. There are two main types, and they're doing two very different kinds of inspections. You've got your insiders, and you've got your outsiders.
And this really makes the difference super clear. So on one side, you have external auditors looking in from the outside. Their whole job is to serve the public. That's investors, regulators, you and me. And then on the other side, you've got internal auditors who actually work for the company, helping it check itself from the inside out.
All right, let's zoom in on that outside eye. External audits are done by independent certified pros. You've probably heard of the big accounting firms, right? Like Deloitte. Their main mission is to verify a company's financial statements and basically give them a stamp of approval for everybody on the outside. This is all about public accountability. Now, for the inside job, internal auditors are actually part of the team. They're not just looking at the final numbers on a spreadsheet, they're digging into the entire process. Are our systems working right? Where are the risks hiding? Their goal is to help management catch and prevent errors or fraud before they ever happen. I mean, for a huge company like Coca-Cola, this is absolutely essential to keep their entire global machine running the way it's supposed to. And this whole idea of prevention, it brings us to a really, really important point. Audits are great, but they're often about checking things after the fact, kind of like looking in the rearview mirror. But the best companies, they build a strong defense to stop problems. The kind that can lead to massive scandals from ever starting in the first place. And that defense system, it has a name: internal controls. Now, this isn't just one single policy. It's the company's entire playbook that it writes for itself. It's the whole set of rules and procedures designed to keep the business running efficiently and, just as importantly, ethically. So what's this playbook trying to do? Well, it really boils down to three key goals. First, you got to safeguard the company's assets, everything from cash in the bank to the computers on the desks. Second, you have to make sure all your data is accurate and reliable. And third, and this one is huge, you want to promote a culture of ethical conduct where everyone is guided to do the right thing. Okay, so let's step back for a sec. We've got auditors checking the work, and we've got controls to prevent mistakes. You might be thinking, why go through all this trouble? Well, the payoff is enormous, and it really all boils down to two things: confidence and growth. At the end of the day, it's about this simple but incredibly powerful idea. When a company is transparent about its finances and lets an independent party verify them, it builds trust. And in today's economy, trust is pretty much the most valuable currency there is. And that trust creates this amazing ripple effect. You get stronger leadership and way better governance. You slash the risk of making costly mistakes or getting into scandals. And then investors, customers, employees, all the stakeholders, they gain confidence. And all of that works together to support healthy, sustainable growth for the long haul. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The point of all these audits and controls isn't just some negative game of gotcha to catch errors. It's actually a really positive, constructive process. It's all about building a foundation of trust that's so solid a global business can thrive on top of it. So we've seen how this whole system of checks and balances is basically the bedrock of our financial world. But it also leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. In an age of AI that can analyze millions of transactions in a split second, what is the future for the human auditor? Is their job going to disappear? Or will it just evolve into something totally new? Definitely something to chew on.